Welcome back, Divorced Dads of America. I'm your host, Anthony Thompson. We're going to get into something that I saw recently that popped up from Kristin Cavallari, who was once married to Jay Cutler, who, as you guys know, I'm a diehard Bears fan, so I am a Jay Cutler guy. But she put out some things that was so crazy that I wanted to add in it from a divorced dad perspective of what's going on. And I want to give you guys some things in here. So she went through Kristin Cavallari, famous person, married Jay Cutler, football player, whatever. Very public divorce, lost the marriage, kept the kids half the time, walked away with no financial settlement, not a penny. And she built a company, a podcast, and a life on the other side of it. All right. She says on record that her divorce was the best thing she ever did. Now, gosh, okay. Now I know some of you are thinking, hey, it's easy for her to say, right? She's famous. She has resources. She had a platform being on a TV show. And maybe you're sitting there right now with a stack of legal bills, right? A half-empty apartment, kids you only see 50% of the time. So today, I'm not here to talk about Kristin really Cavallari. I'm here to throw you a rope because what she figured out on the other side of her divorce, builders figure out too. And today, we're going to talk about what that actually looks like for a divorced dad who is in it right now. I hate hearing that divorce was the best thing that happened to me. I also love hearing that divorce was the best thing that happened for me. I hate divorce. I hate what it does. I hate all of the explosions that happen around a person and their children and their life. I hate it. It's hurtful. I get emotional talking about it because it is so painful, man. But I also love when I hear that guys come through the rubble. And I want to give you a rope today, dude. I want to give you something that if I was there, either going through it or been through it for a little bit, I want to throw you a rope. I want you to rebuild stronger and faster than you've ever done before. And it's going to require some effort, some things, but I'm going to give you the things today that have actually worked in men's lives. Thousands of dads that have come through and used these to get their life back on track. Not about faster. Everything in life is about, hey, how can you do it faster? You will do it faster because you're doing the right things. That's why this will be what it does. So I want to dig into it today. Those of you guys that are just jumping on, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, subscribe, please. Send this podcast. The algorithm goes nuts. It's going to send it to a dad who's worse off than you. I need your help to transform 1 million dads, to rebuild their mindset, their dad life, their finances. I need your help to do that. I can't do this alone, man. And I believe that this is going to change not just a family and a legacy. I believe it'll change a nation. I need your help. Those of you that haven't left a review, just leave a review, man. If it was cool and if it was helpful, bro, please. It's not about me. It's about another dad seeing it like, yo, okay, this is a dope community. That's what this is for. I need your help on that. So I just do it now. 2 clicks, boom, boom, couple little notes, text, bang. Awesome. Here we go. What she said, I want to go back to what Kristin said. What she could say and what it actually means, right? So she says publicly, and look, I'm putting this on the other side because it's so similar that I was shocked by it. I was shocked by what she said because it was literally so many of the things that dads say. So Cavallari said publicly she tried to shut off her feelings during the divorce. She said she was fine, pushed everything away, didn't know how to ask for help or feel vulnerable. Okay. That is the divorced dad in a nutshell. Every divorced dad I've ever coached that's ever been in our school community, all of those things, man. They try to be the lone wolves. They try to be the tough guy posture. I got this. The mask, the grinding through it instead of going through it and growing through it. Grinding instead of growing. What is growing? Growing is being humble, man. Growing is being like, hey, wow, there's help. Holy smokes. How great would that be to get around with a band of brothers and do it together? That could be helpful. These are things that, again, I was in there as well. I was lone wolf, man, lone wolf. But here's what the research says about the emotional suppression. Listen to this. Emotional suppression does not eliminate pain. It relocates it. You're going to love this. This is going to punch you right in the face. You're going to hate it and you're going to love it. University of Texas psychologist James Pennebaker, he spent decades studying emotional suppression, okay? All of the things that most of us dads are going through, this emotional suppression. His research shows men who suppress emotional processing after major loss experience, listen, higher rates of illness, depression, and cognitive decline than men who allow themselves to feel and express the experience. Again, Kristin then says she eventually let herself feel. She stopped running, and that's when everything changed, right? So the dads across the river, the ones who've rebuilt, the ones that we've got them across the river, they're rebuilt, they're on the other side. Every single one of them has a moment where they stopped performing toughness and started doing the actual work. That's the moment the rebuild starts. That's the challenge I have for you. I don't want you to have higher rates of illness, depression, and cognitive decline. I don't want that to happen, which is why you hear me say a lot, get the crap out of your pockets onto a table that we can examine and we can build through that. We can use these ingredients, but when they stay in your pockets, they become toxic and they grow and they're moldy and they're disgusting. Those that are in a middle of divorce, let's talk about that for a second. What does it actually do to you? So if you're in the middle of a divorce right now, separated, filed, not finalized, this will be good for you, right? What you are feeling is not weakness. Again, it's biology. And I share this a lot, guys. I am a huge believer, obviously in the scriptures, obviously in science, neuroscience. I believe they work together. I believe that it is a package deal. So let me give you some of this published data on what's going on, what you're going through right now. So there's the Holmes-Rahe Stress Inventory, one of the most cited stress measurement tools in psychology, ranks, just so you guys know, divorce as the second most stressful life event a human being can experience, second only to the death of a spouse. This is what's going on. Your nervous system is in a chronic state of threat response. Cortisol elevated, sleep disrupted. This is not you falling apart. This is your body responding to the second most stressful thing in a human being's life. And here's what dads are missing. Here's what people aren't telling dads. Your brain is literally running on reduced capacity right now. A 2012 study in psychological science shows that high stress environments measurably reduce working memory and executive function. You're not thinking clearly. It's not your fault, but you have to know it's happening so you can stop making the permanent decisions from this temporary state. So again, we go into drifters and builders. I always like to use drifters, builders. Drifters make permanent decisions in the middle of the storm. Builders circle the wagons, they stabilize, and they wait until the fog clears before they make the big moves. There's been some studies that I've seen and read that the stress levels on your brain can literally reduce your brain functions by 40%. And so when you're in the blender, you're in the middle, you're in the most stressful situation, second most in a human being's life, guys. That is why I'm calling you to get in our school community. That's why I call dads to get with a band of brothers. That's why I call dads to change our state so we can change our story, so we can change our strategy. Why do I do that? Because I know this is the second most difficult thing on planet Earth for you. I'm not calling you out to, try and trick you with candy. I'm calling you out because there's a way across this river, and we're going to get into it. 3 things that actually move the needle when you're in it. And I call this the rope system. Okay, so I want to give you 3 simple things. And when you're in it, and I believe this will be in even guys that are past, this divorce. These things hit, these things resonate, these things work. I'm sharing with you the things that work because I want you to grow through it. I don't want this to be extended. I don't want you to be more exhausted. I want you to win. I want your children to win. I want you to see possibility, see difficulty differently. That's what we're doing here. Number 1, rope system, 3 ropes. Imagine there's 3 ropes. I'm throwing you 3. Here's the first one. The first is your body. The gym is not optional right now. This is medicine, right? You already know the data, the psychiatric research covering 49 studies confirm that exercise reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety as effectively as antidepressant medication. So there's even been a client that came and he was using medication. He stopped using medication and he's just started going to the gym like frequently. And look, that's one of the ropes. One of the ropes is your body. Okay. You don't need a program. I mean, you need a system, but you just need to show up every day, get your body moving and rewiring your brain chemistry toward the rebuild. That's the thing. It's going to save you money. It's going to save you time. And it's something your body needs. You got to change your state before you change your story. That's a whole nother podcast. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it because I build it in a way that's specifically for divorced dads. Number 2, the second rope I'm going to throw you. Get ready. Here it comes. Second rope is your brotherhood. Isolation is the enemy. I said it before. I'll keep saying it, man. There's a Harvard study of adult development. And this one's pretty cool. One of the longest running studies on human happiness ever conducted, 85 years, concluded that the single greatest predictor of health, happiness, and longevity is the quality of your close relationships. Not money, not status. It's brotherhood. And you know what? I just want to give, actually, the guys that are listening, that are in our school group, I want to give you guys props because there's times when I'll post something or somebody will post something and man, there's, 10 guys or more that just jump in. Hey, dude, I was in there, man. I'm with you. Let me know how I can help. Hey, dude, I'm in there. I'm with you. Let me know how I can help. And I tell you what, it is a real brotherhood. I call it a band of brothers, man, that you're going through this war. And a lot of guys just think it's like, it's me in there and I'm in there and I want to help. But man, when I've got 5, 10, 15 other guys that are jumping in, sharing their story, helping, that is one of the greatest predictors of health, happiness, and longevity. You're going to need a brotherhood right now. Many of you, your friends disappeared. Mine did. Gone. That's why I put the school community in here. The link is in the show notes. That's why I gave somebody no excuses to have a band of brothers. Many guys are like, oh, how much is it? How much you charging? Walk in, bro. It's free. It's free to start. But as you start climbing, there is a cost. But to just get going, just to see, just to experience, like, hey, I'm not doing this alone. Just feel it. And then you tell me. I'm going to give you a third rope. It's your identity. This is the one that most dads are missing when they're in the middle of what's going on. It's an identity. And even after the divorce, they're still missing. It's an identity. They lost something that they once looked at as being the pinnacle of life, and now it's gone. Right? You've been defining yourself as a husband. I was talking to a dad recently. He was even just having trouble referring to his former partner, his former spouse. He's like, I don't know what to call her. I don't know what to say. There's an identity. It's this thing that we build up and we see clearly, and now it's gone. And that role is gone. Proverbs 29:18 is very powerful. It's a verse that I use consistently in our group and with coaching clients. It says, where there's no vision, the people perish. That verse as well, when you break it down in the original language, it will say, where there's no vision, the people lack restraint. They cast off restraint, which means they lack discipline, which means when you don't have a vision, you don't have the discipline to do it, which means that you're either living life by design or by default. And I want you guys to live by design. We've lived life by default for long enough, and we can see what we got. We're across the river. We're going to build into something. We're going to create a vision, and we're going to get disciplined to that vision. That's what changes, and that's why it changes so fast. You start moving in the right direction consistently, the wins stack up. You become a better dad. You have peace in your mind all throughout the day, not just when you're just doing, when your kids are there, when your kids are not there. And it's happening with the guys in our group, with the guys that I'm coaching. Peace even when your children aren't there. Having the ability to create what you want to create. The question is not who you were in the marriage. The question is, who are you building toward right now? Builders answer the question, and drifters wait for someone else to answer it. I'm going to give you a few things quickly, okay? Super quick. What the other side actually looks like. Across the river. I've thrown you the rope. Now, what does it look like across the river? The other side is not perfect, man. Your ex is still your ex. The custody schedule still will hurt. There's still going to be hard days. Life is hard. There's going to be hard days. But here's what changes. You change. Your capacity expands. The things that used to knock you out now just knock you back. And you get back up faster every time. You have a strategy for them. You're not reacting. You are adaptable. You're transforming. You're measuring. You're orderly. Published data. I'll give you another little data before we close out. I want to talk about post-traumatic growth research from psychologist Richard Tedeschi. Says this. He identified that between 30 and 70% of trauma survivors report positive psychological growth following their hardest experiences, including stronger relationships, greater personal strength, and a deeper sense of meaning. I'm telling you this, guys, because this is actual data and science that's saying, hey, you just went through hell. Guess what? Between 30 and 70% have had a better experience because of it. They've seen it. They've used it. They've created something magical from it. That's what's on the other side. It's not a guarantee, but it's a possibility. And whether you land in that percentage depends almost entirely on what you do with the pain while you're in it. That's what we've been talking about. The dads across this river landed there, and I believe you can too. I don't say this so I can have more people to come. No, I want transformation. I'm here because of results. That's what I do. I want results. I don't want you to try. I want you to do. You either do it or you don't. I want you to try. I want you to do it. Sorry, I don't want you to try. I want you to do it. I want you to jump in, man. I want you to jump in this river, take this rope and go. I want you to get in a school group and get active and believe that something is possible for your life, because it's not just me saying it. The data shows and proves it. This trauma can be transformational for you. You know it. You know that it can. You've watched other people do it. I'm just putting some courage your way to do it. Let me close with this. Here's the difference between a builder and a drifter on the other side. A drifter waits for the pain to stop before he starts building, right? He says, I'll get serious when things calm down. I'll show up for my kids when I feel better. I'll start over when I'm ready. And he waits, and the weeks become months, and the months become years, and he's still waiting. He's still trying. A builder picks up the rope while he's still bleeding. He doesn't wait to feel ready. He doesn't wait for permission. He gets his body moving. He finds his brothers. He builds his vision. And one day, not today, maybe not this week, but one day he wakes up and he realizes he made it across the river. He made it across the river. When he gets there, he doesn't forget where he came from. He turns around and he throws the rope back. And that's what we do here. That's what you're part of. I don't need people to just follow me. I know that your story is going to impact hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions of dads. It could be that impactful. I need you to grab the rope. I need you to get across. I need you to turn that trauma into transformation. That's what this is for. That's what we do. Lastly, if you haven't subscribed podcast on Apple or on Spotify, subscribe. If you're not in our school community, get in it. If you are a business owner, high-level executive, I want to challenge you to work one-on-one with me. There's some applications that are available. There's some spots that are coming up. I want to see you do something you've never done before. I want to challenge and sharpen you. And I want you to get to the other side, not faster, but at the greatest state you've ever been in. That's what I want my challenge is to you. that you do something you've never done before so you can get what you've never had before. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one. God bless you.